you ever known a family where every member of that family has the same occupation? They're all doctors or they're all teachers. My family is almost like that. My mom is a high school math teacher. My dad is a civil engineer. My older sister is an industrial engineer. My older brother, a mechanical engineer. I'm a mechanical engineer, and my younger sister is studying to become a mechanical engineer too. My family is almost all engineers, except for my mom. Today I'd like to share with you about my experience growing up in Florida, my love for international travel, and my experience moving to Minnesota. I grew up in Central Florida, about an hour north of Orlando. It's very hot and humid there, so I'm used to that, and we've experienced that a little bit here this summer. I frequently get asked the question, did you travel to the theme parks often? And as a kid, yes, I did. Every year we had a yearly field trip where we went to Disney or Universal. I also traveled to the beach often. It was only an hour away, and we did this frequently as a kid. And it's interesting because in Florida, when you say you're going to the beach, you're always talking about the ocean, where here, a lot of times people are referencing the lakes. In Florida, you don't typically go to the lakes to go swimming, probably because there are lots of alligators. I went to school at the University of Florida, which is about 2 hours away from my hometown, and this was where I first developed my love for international travel. I studied abroad in Spain for 1 semester, and I did an intensive Spanish study program where I basically learned 4 semesters of Spanish in 1 semester. And this was a really neat experience because I was able to get immersed in the culture and in the language. On the weekends, or on long weekends, I would often travel to other countries. And one country in particular that was my favorite was Switzerland. There was this one trip where I traveled to Switzerland and we got there by train in the middle of the night and it was really dark. And I remember waking up in the morning to see these snow-capped mountains in the distance, and right below them were these gorgeous rivers filled with mountain water. And the water was just this turquoise blue. It was just really beautiful, something that I could not experience in Florida. Another trip that I really enjoyed was to Costa Rica. And in this trip, I remember this one area where the rainforest met up with the beach, and there were these hermit crabs scattered all over the beach. And I forgot that hermit crabs actually live in the wild sometimes because I'd only seen them in captivity. And there were also these 4-foot iguanas sunbathing on the beach. And in another area, there were the little capuchin monkeys, and they would go around stealing people's food when they weren't watching. And they even grabbed somebody's unsuspecting camera and ran up a tree with it. And I remember walking back to my car, and I thought I heard some thunder, and my friend pointed out, that's not thunder, that's a howler monkey, giving off this deep growl way up about 100 feet up in the trees. About a year ago, I graduated from the University of Florida, and I got a job offer at Cummins next door. And people ask me, why did you decide to move to Minnesota? And one reason that I decided to move to Minnesota was that they actually have a winter here. Being from Florida, I'd only seen snow a handful of times, so I was actually really excited to come here. Even though it was a mild winter, I guess it was a good transition to come here. So last winter, I was able to try out snowboarding for the first time, which I really liked. As a kid, I played snowboarding games, snowboarding video games, and so it was nice to actually be able to try it, in real life. Up here, the lakes also freeze, and so I was able to try ice skating on the lake for the first time, which was just a really neat experience for me because in Florida they do have ice skating rinks, but they're all indoor. In summary, I grew up in Florida. I love international travel, and I'm really excited about moving to Minneapolis.